This is intermountain.net. When it comes to picking up shifts and anything to do with your schedule, you always want to go here to time and schedule. And then come down here to UKG Kronos. It makes you log in again. Here in the Kronos window, this first section here is your time card. It will have your shifts for the pay period we're currently in, current pay period. It will show you your shifts listed here that you're scheduled. It will have the time that you're clocked in. You want to make sure to look for red marks. I was 1 minute late to the shift. That is discouraged, so try to go to your shifts 30 minutes after being called in, what time you clock out, and your total hours as they get added up through the 2 weeks. Coming over here to my calendar, you will bring over, you can look day, week, month, period. This calendar is really important. You always want to set the dates that you're looking at. So if I want to look from today's date out a couple months, let's say March 5th, apply. I'm on month view. It will show me in blue what my scheduled shifts are. Now, there are 2 ways to pick up shifts. If we are currently in a bid, there is an option that will say request self-schedule. That is how you'll pick up shifts during your bid week and your bid date assigned. If you're picking up extra shifts in addition to the requirements after the bid period, when besides that week, you will go into request open shift, select the days you're available, hoping to work, and you will scroll down to look for the proper code for a psych tech. There are a lot of them listed. Here's an example of psych tech. 18LO. The shift starts at 1800. L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. It's a 12-hour shift going from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. However, it does carry over to 30 minutes past for shift change and allows time for a lunch break. The O is on call. As it codes through emergency services, ED, psych tech, you want to look at the end for P-Tech 1 for first on call, P-Tech 2 for second on call, P-Tech 3 for third on call. This is a first on call shift. You would then click this for the whole shift to pick up an addition. If you just want to do a partial shift, half of the shift, this is only in addition to your regular requirements. If you want to work half shifts or even less than that, 4 hours or whatnot, you'll click that and put in the time that you want. If you need to do a shift swap, you will come here to request shift swap. Select the shift that you're working and select the shift that you want to switch with in the employee, and you'll scroll down here to do the trade. Now, when doing exceptions, you need to come over here to my actions, request time card exception. This is for any hours out of your standard work at Utah Valley. If you are called into Utah Valley, you do not need to do anything other than clock in and clock out. However, if you go to another facility, American Fork, Spanish Fork, Orem, you'll need to do an exception stating you are not at Utah Valley. Let's say you were on call and you were at American Fork for your entire shift. So you'll select the day that you were there. We'll select today, and it will be float transfer or out of standard hours. What matters is the note that you put here. So you would say what hours that you were over at the other facility, 18 to 0600 at American Fork. Submit exception. And another example would be if you start at Utah Valley, you'll clock in when you're at Utah Valley, then you get called to go to American Fork partway through your shift. You will stay clocked in. You will drive from Utah Valley to American Fork. You'll be getting paid for your time of driving. You'll get to American Fork. and be there until the end of your shift or however long they need you. You'll clock out at American Fork at the end. Here you will need to put what hours you were at American Fork. Let's say you were at American Fork from 2300 to 6 a.m. and then that way it's coded when you were there for it to be budgeted through that facility. This is also where you're going to do out of standard hours or required education, continuing education, orientation. This is anything other than just when you go to work at Utah Valley and you need to get paid for what you're doing for work, this is where you need to code it. When they are submitted, it will come down here to approve requests. It'll come to pending requests. Once it's approved, it'll come here. Then it will get added to your time card. And this is also where, if you go to your calendar, you could go to week view. You can come down here, down to psych techs, and it will show all the psych techs in the schedule for the week. So if you want to make a switch or you want to pick up someone else's shifts, you can look here to see what the schedule looks like.